Now, I know what you're probably thinking right now. Well, you're probably thinking three things, really. One of which is that beautiful voice that I'm hearing right now, J Optiks. I can confirm, yes, it's me. Number two is, boy, where the fuck you been at? I can answer that question as saying it's complicated. And number three is, you still doing a podcast? And in the words of my man Chalky from Boardwalk Empire, simply, indeed. Man. Yo, when I created this podcast by myself, before I eventually asked my brothers to come on and join me on this podcast journey, I did it in my apartment, recording into a closet by myself. And it was a idea. Then it became an interest, and then the interest became an obsession. And once I got a chance to meet some of y'all and build a community of people who listened to the show and sent emails and shared the show and, you know, theorized about the show, I mean, it became my baby. And it became very, very, very dear to me. And it still is very dear to me. I don't want to get that confused. But, yeah. Anybody that knows me personally knows that whenever I dedicate myself to something, I'm devout. Like, I'm super dedicated. I'm 100% in. You ain't got to worry about me and my commitment levels. You also know about me that if I do commit myself to something, especially artistically or in a creative space, that my aim is to give the best quality possible that I can. That's in my control. And that's something that has always been super vital to me since day one. But y'all know how life be acting sometimes, yo. If you don't know, ask somebody, man. Sometimes life gets, man, yo. Life can knock you on your fucking ass, especially if you ain't got your guard up. And I would say this last year, specifically these last couple months, have been a very trying time for your boy. Also to say, when I started this podcast, one of the missions of the show was to have a place where we can all get together and vibe, share ideas, theorize things, and also build a community. But one of the things that was super important was transparency. And I knew that myself being a private person, this show wouldn't work for me as far as what I wanted it to be if I wasn't transparent myself. And I feel like when you're transparent and vulnerable, people can learn from, you know, your pain, your strife, your stress, lessons and losses, things of that nature. And I kind of felt like I was kind of protecting myself in some circles when it came to certain topics on the show. But this last year had been a rough one on me. I'm not going to lie to you. Anybody that knows me very personally knows that I've had like a really somewhat chaotic and traumatic childhood. And those things aren't easy for me to talk about, even in therapy, which I started a few months back. It's been a game changer, to say the least. But with all the things that went on in my childhood and, you know, young adolescence, young man days, I would probably say there wasn't any one year that has been as tough as the last one that I had. And I'm not in a position to, well, actually I am in a position to, but I'm not going to divulge details and give out, you know, too much that'll be somebody else's business. But I found it important that since I hadn't talked to you guys and gals for a minute, that I at least pop in, show my face, grab a plate, say what's up and skate. And I felt like I needed to hop in, talk to y'all right quick, just so y'all can hear my voice and see what the hell I've been up to and what the hell been on my mind. Because I really, really, really genuinely miss talking to y'all. I mean, y'all been therapy in y'all own little way, if I could say that selfishly. I mean, I appreciate every single person that listens to the show, that reached out, that emails and all that, man. So I just wanted to reconnect with my friends. So here I is. How you been? But to answer the question, where the hell have I been? Man, where the hell haven't I been? Let me tell y'all something, man. I've been on this journey, bro. I feel like I've been on this spiritual journey, and something woke up inside of me in my spirit when I had hit my lowest points this year. And I'm a type of person I would consider myself spiritual, not religious, but I've dropped to my knees and prayed before in the past. I've meditated in the past, and I can say with absolute certainty that I have not done that shit right in the past up until now. I've gotten in situations where I prayed and I just got on my knees and started asking for stuff, being selfish. Please change this. I need help. Me. Man, I had a good ass prayer, especially last week, where I probably prayed for like 20 minutes. 18 minutes of that was probably praying for other people and wishing the best and keeping people healthy and keeping people walking on a path that they destined to be walking in and finding their purpose, finding their joy, finding pleasant lives for them and their loved ones. And I spent the last, minute or so too talking about myself, and everything came out so genuine and came from a good place that I said, wow, anytime I prayed in the past, I've been doing it completely the wrong way. It felt right doing it this way. I meditated in the past and I felt like I was doing something. Let me sit down on the floor, or let me, go in a shower or something like that, or find a nice park or somewhere near some water and just close my eyes and start breathing like an idiot, not knowing what the hell I'm focusing on, my energy levels and nothing like that. It's like now that I realize the power in breathing and absolutely clearing your mind of all the garbage that's in there, dropping your pride, focusing on dropping your ego, being vulnerable with yourself, being honest with yourself, having a focus before you start meditating. I was like, wow, I'm finally doing meditation right. I'm really hearing voices. like being in a situation where your conscious is so loud that it's almost like you're in the room with another version of yourself, a higher version of yourself, a more noble and virtuous version of yourself. And it's like, wow, this is what meditating the right way is supposed to look like. And walking on this journey, going through some personal stuff that has been very, very complex and toxic and life altering. It has been an invaluable tool to be able to have space where I could finally, for the first time in my life, sit with myself and not be in my own pit of misery, and being able to pull myself up for once rather than having to rely on somebody else. And I'm all about reaching out to people that can help and having friends and family that can guide you back to yourself. But there's some power in being in the abyss, but being able to rise up out of it yourself, because it at least gives you the confidence that, you know what, if I ever find myself this low again, I know what it takes to get myself back into the light and get back to myself. I guess with that being said, anybody that's been listening to the podcast, I guess since March, April-ish, any episode that you heard me on recording, I was dealing with some at-home shit that I had to set aside in order to just record the show. And that was extremely difficult. There's been many a times where I've had to break down in private or shed tears or have an anxiety or a panic attack and find a way to pick up the pieces and put my shit together and tie my sneakers and game time, record the show, because I felt an obligation to you all to continue our relationship. So getting through them shows was hard as hell, man. But I would say it made it easier by my fellow co-hosts, Dre the Peace God And no, shout out to you, bros. I love y'all. Miss y'all. But yeah, I've been walking this path of spiritual awakening, and doing the show became secondary at some point. I really needed to take care of myself, and it wasn't my plan to step away from the show, but things outside of my control, but also inside of my atmosphere, if you will, forced me to say, you know what, you need to sit your ass down and get your stuff together before you hop back on anybody's platform, microphone, whatever. I have not been in a good headspace up until recently. I'm just now starting to get back to a point where I can say I feel like myself. You know, I could kind of feel the healthy ego. I could kind of feel like my self-confidence coming back. My walk is different. My swagger is different. I look good, god damn it. I mean, I'm starting to feel like old Optiks again. I'm not quite there yet, but it's coming, and I feel bad for whoever against that. But yeah, it's coming. But where the hell I've been? I've been in a season of what I call the season of Rees. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Season of Rees. I've been reconfiguring, reevaluating, and remembering. So reconfiguring, I kind of been like going over my life goals, figuring out what the hell I want. I've been reconfiguring my timelines and my priorities. I don't know if it's like a mid-30s thing, but yo, I really sat back at some point in time and I was like, yo, I'm 37 years old. And I got other people around me of my age that are doing so well in life, or they got these things that I don't have. And I'm sort of like, yo, am I fucking behind? Like, am I really in the place that I'm supposed to be at my age? And am I taking care of my family the right way? Have I developed myself as a man the right way? Why am I insecure about these things? Why am I not flourishing in my finances or my relationships with people? And should I have read more books? Like, what the hell is going on with me? And I had to really find out, and all the space and grace that I've been talking about for the last 2 years, I've really given myself grace as far as my development. And it really played a detrimental role on my psyche, to be quite honest with you, putting so much pressure on myself to live up to this archetype of what a man should be, or at least what a man my age should be in life. And I would say, you know, social media plays a part in that, and seeing others do well, you don't become envious, but it makes you kind of think about like, what are you doing with things? And once I kind of meditated on that and did some self-reflecting on that, I realized I'm exactly in the spot that I need to be right now in this chapter of my life, in this season of my life. And I also had to reconfigure my goals though, because especially when you're a man, you can't walk through life without a target. You got to have something to aim at. And I think I was walking aimlessly for a while, but I'm starting to figure out what I want. And when I know what I want, I can be very dangerous because I have a target. And usually the way I'm built mentally, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure I hit that target by hook or by crook. So, yeah, that's my reconfiguring. And I've also been, like I said, reevaluating. I've been reevaluating relationships. Relationships I had with family members, toxic bad ones that I needed to let go of, ones that have gotten weak that I need to strengthen due to my childhood issues and not being able to hold on to. I got this problem of whenever I don't talk to people for a long time, I find it extremely difficult to reconnect with that person. Like, if I haven't talked to you for a couple of months, like getting a phone call or a text message out of me and we got to like vibe with each other and pick up like we never left off. That shit is hard for me. Say amen to anybody out there who has that same problem as me, but certain people you click with if you ain't seen with in a minute, but others, especially when it's like family, for me, if I ain't talked to you in a minute, it's like really, really difficult for me to be on some shit like, hey man, what's going on? How you been? Da da da. And me being an honest person, like I would hate to dump all my stuff on you because I could be a little bit of a glass half empty type of person sometimes. And a lot of times, going back to what I said about where I'm at in my life, I might be ashamed of where I'm at currently. So I kind of feel like, please don't, I don't want to not go so long with talking to you, because I feel like when you go a long time without talking to somebody, eventually that question gets asked, like, how you been, what you been up to. And I would hate to be on some shit like, I'm not doing well at all, man. Like I'm not where I need to be at. I'm not feeling confident in where I'm at in life right now. So please don't ask me how I'm doing, because I don't want to lie. You get what I mean? So, that's a thing I'm really fighting through now though. And I'm really getting better. I can feel the energy inside of me being able to say, like, you got a finite amount of time on this earth with some great people that you got around you. You need to foster those relationships and reach out to people and just say hello and I love you sometimes before you don't have a chance to say that. I've also been reevaluating my identity and who I am, not just as a man, but just as a human being. And I always saw myself growing up as a kid who, grew up in a tale of two childhoods, living with my father. We probably lived at or just below like middle class because he had a pretty good job, but also had to spend some time with my mom. And we probably lived at or just above the poverty line. And I found a lot of my identity in other people and trying to live up to these images of what a man should be. Or I grew up in the inner city. There was something alluring about the streets to me, and gangsters and pimps and drug dealers. It was something to aspire to because I didn't connect with the cop, lawyer, doctor, teacher. So I had identity issues. I probably still have a little bit of degree identity issues as far as who the hell am I? I feel like I'm getting so fucking comfortable with saying I am Jay. I am Optiks. This is me. Take it or leave it. If you find better company, I wish you a good day and that you find safe travels to be with that person. Or if you find me too, I don't know, philosophical, or if you find me to be too serious for your company, like, I'm cool with that. I'm at a season in my life right now where things feel serious to me because I feel like it's business time for me. And that's just where I'm at with it. I'm starting to get back to myself in regards to like my sense of humor and being charismatic and lighting up a room and trying to inspire as many people as I can. But I know that we all have stuff about our personalities that just don't vibe with others. And it used to be a soft spot for me because I feel like if I don't vibe with you, it says something about me or how boring I am or how serious I am. And it's like, nah, like I'm becoming so cool and confident with who the fuck I am that it's like, you know what? If we get along, we get along. If not, cool and move on. It's not the end of the world. No harm, no foul. But I'm getting back to reevaluating my identity, and I'm loving the man that I think I'm growing into and the path that I am on. So I love that. I've also been reevaluating my purpose and what I've been put on this earth to do. And I've listened to a lot of YouTube clips and podcasts and things of that nature. And they talk about purpose. And I think I was listening to Steve Harvey talk. I think he was doing one of his, freestyles on his show that he does on like how do you find your purpose? And I think you kind of got to look firstly at something that you're good at. right? You find out what gift you've been given by God or whoever you consider your divine creator or higher power. And I think you start there and then you pick things to aim at, right? You say, how can I take this gift and make it be a blessing on somebody else's life? And it could be a small thing. I think for me, personally, if I could use me as an example, I've struggled with finding my purpose. But one thing I do know that I'm good at is I'm very creative, right? I'm a great listener. I'm supportive. But one of the things I found out about myself once I got over my fear of public speaking that I damn near dropped out of college for, I'm not even going to lie to you. That's a story for a whole another day. But I do have an ability to go into a room full of people and have people gravitate their attention towards me with my words and how I speak. Like if you put me into a room full of people that need inspiration, I feel like I could thrive in that area. If you put me in a room where everybody's kind of melancholy and, oh God, get down, I can build that room up with energy that I have because I really, really like seeing people with joy in their spirit and expressions on their face that say, you know what, I'm really happy to be here and I'm thankful for the day. Like I can do that. And that's partly one of the reasons why I started the podcast, to be quite honest with you. It's an opportunity to reach even more people. So I feel like my purpose is this realm that I'm in right now with this podcast, with my brothers and doing the podcast, doing YouTube channels. I think, God damn it, I'm supposed to be on TV in some shape, form, or capacity. So I think I'm finding my purpose there, helping others, inspiring people, being good company as far as, you know, what's on your mind? I'll tell you what's on my mind. Let's talk about it and figure out if we can find some common ground or make the world a better place or something while we got this time together. Like, that's the space that I really want to be in, man. And I feel so excited about the opportunities and possibilities to go down that path. So it's something to be excited about. I'm giddy about that. And the last for me was remembering. And if I could be completely and utter egotistical for a quick second, I really needed to take some time out to myself and remember who the fuck I was and who the fuck I am. It's like, I'm not a cocky person. I don't have an unhealthy ego, but I do know what I bring to the table in most circumstances, whether or not that's friendship, husband, boyfriend, cousin, brother, professionally with my career. I know what I bring to the table, and I know it's of high quality. I just know it because I do the work to make it so. You know, they say you reap what you sow. I reap like a motherfucker. I sow like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I put my energy into putting high quality output or high quality things out that I put my energy into, if that makes sense. If I'm a seller, my customer satisfaction is something that is paramount to me. Like, it's absolutely crucial to me. So my effort going into things is, if it ain't A++ grade, then I can't be involved with it. And I had to remember that when I'm feeling down, I really can't be the best version of myself. But the things that had put me down were things that were making me question my self-worth. It were things that was making me insecure. It was things that was making me lose my self-confidence in myself and had me looking at myself sideways like, yo, you ain't really as hot shit as you thought you is. But I had to remember like that Kanye line, like we said, you can still be who you wish you is. And I'm a good dude. I'm a real good dude. I'm a real good brother. I'm a good husband. I'm a good lot of things. And there should never be any external factors that knocks me off of my game in regards to knowing I am of high quality. I am of high value. And that's not to be cocky. That's just a fact. You know what I mean? Because I carry and conduct myself as such. Also had to remember, because I've forgotten and been insulated by such good people. And I think that's one of the things that I kind of prioritize, especially since my teenage years, like keeping good people around me, people that's down for you. I also had to remember, unfortunately, that people will let you down. People will let you down, including me. Remember that. People will absolutely put you in a position where you put all your faith in them. You put all your eggs in their basket. You'll ask them to do something for you. You'll count on them. You'll trust them. And they will absolutely, without fail, show you human nature that you will be let down at some point by somebody that you care about, including myself. I can't subtract myself from that equation. I've had people put their faith in me, and I'm pretty sure I've let them down. I'm pretty sure they look at me differently now. But I know there's a human factor to living life, and that we are all flawed. We all got shit that we got to work on, right? So I had to remember that so I could stop taking stuff so personally. And I know that's one of the 48 Laws of Power in Robert Greene's book. Don't take shit personally, because it's rarely, if ever, about you. It's usually about the other person. And that's a lesson I had to learn the hard way. But because of it, I'm able to act accordingly around people, not expect much, but also it makes me strive to be a better human being as well, though. That, I keep my promises. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'll be a man of high integrity, high character, and I also walk what I talk. So that's been a very, very important lesson that I had to learn, remembering that people will let you down. People are going to be human, and not to be so damn judgmental about it. You know what I mean? Where the hell else have I been? If y'all still listening, appreciate it. If you do enjoy hearing my voice and my brother's voices, and we get back on a regularly scheduled programming when it comes to our podcast is concerned, please, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google Podcasts, please take a time to take a look at your phone right now and find a button that will add this to your library so you can sign up for notifications. If you have not yet rated the show, please give it 5 stars if you enjoy the content. If you don't, give it 1 star or 4 stars and leave a comment and tell us why you don't enjoy the show or where we could get better. We're here for the long run. We just want to have a good podcast. And if you like it, let us know. If you don't, let us know so we could be better for you or the next person if you choose not to listen to it again. But back to what the fuck I was doing. I also been doing therapy, man. I got to say that first and foremost. Shout out to my therapist, Janae. Janae Henderson. Please do not go on her website and start booking sessions. Yo, y'all are fucking killing me. I used to be able to book Janae twice a week. I told like a couple of friends and coworkers about her. I'm getting like 1 session a month, maybe. I got to do stuff like in transit now. I got to do stuff at like odd parts of the day. It's like, yo, she be booked to hell. I'm looking at the calendar like, what the hell happened to me? I'm supposed to be your number 1 client. It's egregious, man. Egregious and a borderline offensive, if you ask me. But she's so dope. I can't be mad that more people want her services. I've been doing therapy with her for the last couple of months. I've been doing therapy with her since maybe the end of March, April. I do it through telehealth, so we do everything via our personal devices. We just chat in boxes face to face. Well, chat not face to face, but via my laptop or my phone. Might vibe with her on my lunch break or something like that. And she's really been so helpful, and I couldn't help but tell my wife about her in hopes that she will also consider doing therapy from all the eye-opening, enlightening things that I've learned about myself via her words and her expertise. I couldn't help but share with my wife, and thankfully, my wife has also decided to seek counsel with her as well. So we've both been doing it. We do solo sessions with her, but we also get together and do couple sessions with her. So yes, she does work with couples, whether or not you're married or not. So she's been great. I really don't think I would be in this healthy of a mind state without doing the therapy. But it makes me so pissed off, yo, because it's like, yo, why the hell? I should have been doing therapy 10 years ago. Lord knows where the hell I would have been at by then. I don't know. I've been doing therapy. I encourage anybody who's been listening to this show to do therapy. I've done therapy in the past. I've never done it consistently, though, like this. I encourage anybody who's listening to the show, though, yo, find you a counselor. I know if you are African American or of Latino heritage, you probably might have a hard time finding somebody that looks like you to talk to, but they are out there. They also have resources out there where you can talk to somebody via text message and things of that nature. So I would encourage anybody listening to the show to go to Therapy for Black Girls or therapyforblackboys.com and or Psychology Today, and find you somebody to talk to that's within your radius, especially if you want to see them in person. If not, and you're open to telehealth and doing stuff virtually, then even better in your flexibility. So, yeah, definitely recommended therapy. But therapy been a dope experience, man. I've realized now that I've got some little boy childhood mommy issues that I need to confront, that I really didn't want to confront. And the fact that I'm able to do it is scary as shit. But it's been so damn helpful and allowed me to grow up and live in this grown man skin mentality, spirit, and not walk with all the baggage and luggage from my childhood. So, and it also gives you a place to get out your theories and just have somebody to talk to about it in a professional sense. You get what I mean? So, therapy. Where the hell else have I been? I got some new interest. Anybody that know me knows, or anybody that's close to me know that I've kind of gotten addicted to chess. I've been playing a lot of chess. I downloaded the chess app on my iPhone, so that's chess.com's app. Hey, man, my name is Optiks on there. If you want to challenge me and lose, I'll play chess whatever time of the day you ready. Don't matter. I've also taken an interest into concepts and theories around trauma, intimacy, sacrifice, stress, identity. Obviously going through what I was going through, and what, I don't know if I was having an identity crisis, but just questioning my identity. I've just been really just doing a lot of reading on stoicism and humanism, neuropsychology, neurophysics. I really just been trying to feed my brain when it comes to things like intimacy and sex, and how can I be a better lover? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better thinker? I've taken a new interest in how to become a better negotiator, because I'm a little bit of an agreeable person. And one of the things I do when it comes time to us to spar, when we both want something, is I would, bargain on your behalf maybe a little bit more than I should, thus leaving, me holding the bag with, you getting what you want more time than not. But yeah, man, just also trauma, me confronting some of my childhood trauma has allowed me to look at other people and realize, damn, you probably got some trauma with yourself as well. So obviously, me being a curious person, I try to dip into the world of what causes things, like get to the genesis of things that may affect us later, like, childhood trauma, epigenetics, understanding the human condition and how we all react to trauma differently, and some of us run away and hide, some of us lash out, being a little bit more understanding to those things. And yeah, I just been trying to feed my mind on stuff like that every day, listening to people that's smarter than me and trying to better myself and have a better understanding of the human experience. Because I feel like if I can understand others better, it would help me understand myself and not be so damn hard on myself like I've been for the majority of my life. But man, I want to close by saying this, man. I know if you're a type of person that has ever met me in person or been around me, I'll acknowledge one thing for sure that therapy has helped me see, and what I've learned about myself through meditation and reflecting on myself. I understand that there's probably situations where I haven't been the most easiest person to be around. I remember my brother, Dre, I think he went to Disney World or Disneyland, I forget which one, but he bought me back a mug from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and he bought me back one that said Grumpy. I looked at that glass in my car, man. I said, what the fuck is this? What the hell he calling grumpy? It ain't dawned on me that I was being grumpy in that moment right there. And I'm like, yo, there've been situations in the past where I've taken shit way too seriously, way too far. People, in my eyes, wronging me and me punishing them with overkill, and me just absolutely sucking the air out of a room that already had good energy and just not being present and adding positivity to situations. I know I've done that in the past. I promise you I'm not like that by default. I think when we got stuff that's going wrong with us and we can't figure it out, we all turn to some sort of defense mechanism. And being at the fact that I've grown up in situations that have been chaotic, I find comfort in chaos a little bit. And if the situation is looking murky or it's looking somber and things are looking sad, it's a place that feels familiar to me. So maybe I create environments around me that create those or fosters that environment. So I say, you know what? I don't know what type of time y'all on. I can't get down with y'all joy. I can't get down with y'all excitement. We need to bring it back down to this rainy day, clouds, low energy, low vibration shit where I need to be. And it's sort of like, how selfish is that, for one? And number two, it's sort of like, life is so short. Who the fuck want to be around that? I've had situations where I wouldn't even want to be around myself. To those who've had to deal with that with me, I apologize. I do see the error in my ways. I truly, truly do. And when I say I'm making efforts to not be that guy no more, and it feels natural that I've able to step into a higher version, a higher vibrating version of myself, it feels good, man. It feels really good. and I hope I can continue it. I still have my down days. It's still times where I'm by myself and I feel like shit, and I feel like depressed, and I'm feeling anxious, and I'm feeling somber. I'm learning that I don't need to take that with me everywhere and then dump it at their feet. Why make somebody else's day bad as well? So I've been really focusing on having my energy and my spirit be in a place where I want to bring joy to people. And I can't do that if I'm sulking all the time or in a bad mood. So if you've been with me and bared with me with that, I love you even more. And I'm sorry, and I realize what I've done in the past as well. But let me tell you what the hell has been helping since I'm talking about me being on this shit where I'm feeling more like myself. Number one, without question, has been exercise. I think it's absolutely amazing what physical activity does to the state of your mental health and your mind state. Like, I don't know if it's like just a male, female thing. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter what gender you are. But man, there's something about being in a funk, but getting a good pump or getting a good workout or having some great sex that kind of just takes you to a whole nother space of, I don't know, I am caveman. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is, yo, but having a good workout session or something that'll get your blood flowing and your sweat going or something like that, it kind of puts things in perspective on a primal level of life is really just about nature. And whatever you're going through right now will not last too long. This too shall pass, whether it's good or bad. And something about being in physical activity kind of puts things in perspective. Like, you want to have your life be pleasant, but it's also about a matter of survival to a certain degree. Maybe not survival and you're fearing for your life, but sometimes it's surviving the badass days. It's about surviving the suicidal thoughts. It's about surviving breakups. It's about surviving love being lost or losing loved ones. So exercise has been incredible, man. I got a pretty good regimen. I probably should do more though, and I plan on doing more because I'm trying to get real sexy out here. So, anywho, what's another thing that's been helping? Reading. Boy, been doing some reading. I used to be a big reader back in the day. I felt like I got away from it with all the, smartphones and YouTube and things like that, and Instagram and twerkers and videos of people fighting. And I could tell because my vocabulary has suffered. I can tell when I haven't read in a while because that means I haven't read a book in a minute. But what I've been reading the Bible. I'm not a religious person, but I'm on a spiritual journey that I've been taking and the spiritual awakening that I've the spiritual awakening that I've had. I kind of feel like there's something out there more divine than me. There is a creator. There is a space that I need to be in. I do find myself talking to somebody, and I need to investigate that. And I do feel like there are stories in the Bible that still hold well today. So, yeah, I've been reading the Bible. It's been helpful. I've also been reading 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson and 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. What else has been helping? TV shows, man. TV shows have been helpful as well. I've been watching In Therapy on HBO. It's been nice seeing people go through therapy, even in I know it's Hollywood and it's a little bit of dramatization to it, but having people sit in sessions that are going through stuff that may be worse than you, and seeing other people in that space, it's been nice to see, and it's been entertaining and enlightening as well. So I highly recommend that show on HBO. If you got HBO Max, go stream it right now. I think it's 2 seasons up right now. It's a remake from a show, or it's a continuation of sorts, even though it's a different therapist, of a show that came on back in the early 2000s, I believe. But now it's a black female therapist, and she is A1. And Game of Thrones. What the hell I got to do with self-improvement and spiritual awakening and season of Reeds and all this other shit. I've been sitting down or laying down before bed, me and my wife in the bed, watching Game of Thrones from season 1, episode 1, all the way to the end. And it's been an opportunity for us to become more intimate, bond over something, just kind of like let the day wear down. And that moment to kind of just be in each other's presence and just watching TV and just chilling has been great. And it's been great to relive some of my favorite episodes in TV history. We just watched the last episode not too long ago, so I almost forgot how great that show was. And if you got any recommendations for another show that we can watch while we do our little wind down, put it in the comments section, shoot me an email or something like that. Be glad to check it out. Tell me what shows is out there that's good. YouTube channels. The YouTube channels I've been paying attention to have been the Daily Stoic. I watch Jordan Peterson clips all the time, and my boy Mediocre Tutorial and Reviews, who he's kind of like in the manosphere realm of things, where he talks about being, a man of high character, high value, stuff like that. He talks a lot about women and the dating scene and reacts to viral videos, but though it is an element of entertainment value, he's a very smart, sharp brother, and he does bring up some points that are very valid when it comes to dealing with people, especially out here, male-female relationship-wise. Jordan Peterson, I go to him for whatever, life advice. He's like the dad you never had when it comes to, getting advice about picking up responsibilities and grabbing stuff that's heavy, and also dealing with depression, addiction, things of that nature. Podcasts I've been listening to, Game Changer. My brother Dre sent me this one. He sent me a clip of the show, Dear Future Wifey, but I've been listening to it religiously, or watching it on YouTube religiously. And he's a Christian man who had a divorce, who he was unfaithful to his wife a few times, but he started this show trying to find he writes these letters to his future wife, but he'll bring on guests to kind of have a conversation about what the meaning of relationships is, what the meaning of marriage is, and understanding your relationship between husband, wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, and God, and finding your purpose and stuff. That show was incredible. Shout out to him. So I would say, after you listen to this, or while you're listening to this, make sure you hit the search bar and type in Dear Future Wifey. Go check that out. Also been checking out the Huberman Lab, which is a college professor at Stanford. He talks a lot about neuroscience, and how to hack the brain, and sleep patterns, and aggression, and intimacy, and all this other stuff with science that backed it, with actual lab tests and stuff. So Huberman Lab, I would definitely check that out. And also Lovers and Friends podcast, which is Shan Bodie's podcast. She's an intimacy coach and sex counselor or therapist or something like that. Yeah, her show's been good because, I'm on this journey, but to become a sex god, if I'm being 100% transparent. And she is, she's been an invaluable source as far as keeping sex in perspective and really realizing that sex ain't what you see in porn. So, yeah, that's what the fuck I've been at. What you been up to? What you been doing? Man, I miss y'all, man. I'm making it a mission to not have these long ass hiatuses between episodes. Me and the bros are aligned. We're going to be bringing y'all content more frequently, especially on Instagram. We know we let some of y'all down with not being around, but we promise, just like your father that was going to the store that never came back, that I promise we are back, and we ain't going nowhere this time, bro. We're not going nowhere this time. It's a journey. There's going to be some bumps in the road. There's going to be some detours. There's going to be some fork sticks with your boy. I miss y'all. I love y'all. Please consider subscribing if you like this type of content. I freestyled this whole shit in my bedroom right quick. I'm about to go out and buy some fish and have a fish fry. I hope you have a good day. Have a good dinner. If you see me in the street, say what's up. But in addition to thanking y'all for y'all continued support throughout my journey and being understanding to my situation and the hiatus that the show's been on as a whole, I also want to thank some specific people while I have the chance to, and tell them that I love them. So these people helped me get through some trying times, and also been in some circumstances, confidant and holder of secrets, and people that I could bounce ideas off of, and shit. I can't even say like what some of these people have done to save lives. I'll just keep it at that. But I want to thank my brothers first, man. Dre, Nove, co-host to Mind Don't Matters. Love y'all dearly. That goes without saying. Y'all know what it is, and I wouldn't have been able to be in this position talking about this freely without y'all. I want to thank Joel, my man Ant. Both of y'all know that I roll up on y'all and air out all my shit, and have y'all just kind of like be listening ears, and also be men of high character to give me advice when I need it. My man Mo, my man Dave, Bristow. I want to give a shout out to my sisters, Ebony and Melanie. I mean, just y'all being examples of strong black women has been something to behold, and something about saying a strong black woman does something for a black man. I also want to thank Papa Pell, which is Dre the Peace God's dad, who has given me some valuable insight on how to navigate certain situations. And last but not least, I gotta give a shout out and thank you to my wife, who's my road dog, who the person I'm doing life with. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for being loving. Thank you for being accountable. And I wouldn't have been able to get to this point without you either. My son Sean, thank you for being a soft place to just chill and bug out, and not thinking about how hard life is because you're a kid and you're a teenager, and even though you're turning into a teenage group, still love you. You still bring positivity whenever you walk in the house. And man, thank y'all for listening. If you made it this far, you're a thug and you're a gangster. All gangsters go to heaven, so you should be proud of yourself for that. I'll leave you with the best advice that my father ever gave me. Don't be a bitch. Hey, be great. Stay safe if you're driving. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Be good to each other. Peace.